YouTube! Welcome back to Overlord Alex Gaming. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what to do if you've come back to Dune Awakening and discovered that your base is completely gone and you're trying to rebuild. Whether you took a break for a month or several months, don't panic, you can get caught up surprisingly quickly nowadays. I'll walk you through the exact order I'll rebuild in, the free gear and resources you can claim, and the fastest way you can get back into endgame content without wasting time rebuilding everything from scratch. Let's jump right into it. If you've been away for more than a month, Funcom will award you a welcome back package. This is designed to help returning players get back on their feet by providing the resources needed to rebuild the base and continue progressing. The contents of the package depend on how far you progress before taking a break. For example, if you've already reached the Plastanium tier, you'll receive the highest tier welcome back package, which includes anything from tier 5 materials, down to steel materials, down to a bunch of components to rebuild your base quickly. Likewise, if you only progress to the steel tier, you'll only receive resources that are appropriate for that stage of the game. So before doing this, make sure you claim your welcome back package. It gives you a huge head start to putting something together quickly if you just return to the game. Tip number 2. Your first major goal should be getting a buggy built as soon as possible. If you're somewhere around tier 4 or 5, you can actually cut costs by only upgrading your laser, PSU, and buggy boot to the higher levels, while keeping much of the rest of the buggy at Mark 3 until you want to further upgrade it. Continue upgrading either your buggy cut array or your handheld cut array to progress tiers quicker. You can actually buy everything but the mining cut array for a buggy that are Mark 3 from Arakeen or Harko Village's vehicle vendor. Mining is still one of the fastest ways to progress through the game because it unlocks better crafting materials, stronger vehicles, improved ornithopters, and eventually tier 6 armor, weapons, and equipment. The faster you can scale your mining operation, the faster everything else falls into place. Tip number 3. Get your water economy running. Once mining is established, your next priority should be increasing your water production. The fastest way to do so is by unlocking and building Deathstills. If you haven't completed the story yet, make sure you finish all 8 trials of Ackle, since doing so unlocks Deathstills, which remains one of the most efficient sources of water production in the game outside of wind traps. If you already have access to a buggy, assault ornithopter, or carrier, farming enemy camps for bodies is also an incredibly efficient way to refill your water reserves. One mistake I see a lot of returning players make is spending too much time rebuilding the perfect base immediately. Instead, build only what you need to get back into progression. There's simply too much valuable endgame content available right now. I would instead focus on completing Landsraad missions once you reach either House Rank 5 for Harko or Atreides. Once you have that, you can buy anything from silicon blocks to any of the tier 6 components from this vendor. He's located in Arakeen in this case, or Harko Village. You'll find him right next to all the other Landsraad vendors. It's really helpful to spend your script over there. In addition, I would recommend farming the Overland Testing Stations to get these components as well. You can just farm, I have in another video, but I will go over briefly. You can farm base tier 6 equipment by looting the first chest in Radiation Lab to basically get tier 6 weapons, armor, and equipment that's damaged. If you don't want to farm the entire lab when you're first starting out, you can do this as early as from tier 4 and go over and get that equipment. So it can be very helpful for progression. And if you are of the capable level and you're coming back and you're already level 200 and you want to start getting higher level gear than tier 6, you can start farming those Overland Testing Stations for gear that's tier 6.1 through tier 6.5, which can be a huge upgrade as far as damage and armor mitigation. Tip number 5. Don't rush crafting tier 6. If you aren't already wearing tier 6 gear, don't feel pressured to craft an entire set immediately. Instead, farm the Overland Testing Stations as I just mentioned for base tier 6 drops, or complete your class capstone quest for a free set of tier 5.5 armor. These rewards provide a strong foundation for tackling endgame content without requiring a huge crafting investment. I would also just spend all of your resources initially creating better vehicles up to tier 5. This is going to go a long way to help you farm the deep desert when you want to get your buggy out there to farm the tier 6 materials, as well as get your scout ornithopter better wings so you can fly around Haga Basin faster to complete either the Landsraad missions or to complete your class capstone quests. So do all that and you'll be on the end game in no time. Tip number 6. Finish all your class quests as well as the main storyline. Now, The main storyline encompasses both the Trials of Akil as well as chapters 1 through 3 of story content, chapter 3 being the most recent, where it has the duel arena, and completing chapter 3 unlocks access to crafting and maintaining the burning blades, otherwise known as the dual blades, that you can use as a melee weapon variant. So I would highly recommend completing all these because they also give you a good amount of experience, and you'll also unlock all of your capstone skills and everything you can use to switch around your build by doing all the class quests. So it gives you a lot more diversity in the end game, as well as allowing you to progress a lot quicker if you have your full build unlock. Tip number 7. You want to make use of the Landsraad vendors and the exchange. So if you're just coming back to the game, one of the first things you want to do is make sure you align yourself with a guild. Now, typically, most servers are going to win the Landsraad under the Atreides banner, but if you want to join Harco, this might be a little more challenging to do, especially on most of these servers that are currently in North America that I cover. But once you have a guild and you are aligned to that after a week, you will have access to the rewards the next week for the Landsraad. Now that can come from anything, including the vehicle vendor that gets unlocked, the tool vendor, the weapons and armor vendor, but the one you want to be on the lookout for is the vehicle vendor. This one offers the ability to buy Mark 6 ornithopters, that includes the assault and the scout ornithopter variants, as well as a Mark 5 buggy. Now you can also get the schematics for better sandcrawler, as well as the Mark 6 buggy cut array to improve your mining yields. So be on the lookout for that vendor as well. But these are all really good rewards to get if you're just coming back to the game and you don't have access to those. You can buy these as early as, basically when you start the game and have Solari, to use that as a big catch-up mechanic. You could be tier 1, tier 2, as long as you can get the Arakeen and buy these and have the Solari for it, or somebody can help you out. This will be super beneficial to have access to these. So but the bottom line is you want to keep a lookout for that, but you also want to be on a lookout for stuff that you can buy off of the exchange as well as sell. Now, the exchange is a really interesting place right now, especially on the PC servers. Now, this is probably going to be different on the Xbox and PlayStation servers when the game releases in the fall on those systems. But basically, because of the duping crisis that we had over the course of the last 6 to 7 months, where a lot of money was thrown into the game, prices are, to say the least, a little bit inflated. But this is also an opportunity for new players to sell things on the exchange, as simple as things like plant fiber. Now, if you're just starting out in the game and you have no Solari, you might just want to do a private sale instead of using the exchange and sell things to other players that could be useful, whether that be farming bodies or selling plant fiber or things like that that don't require a lot of effort, but people don't want to do because of laziness. That might be a good way to get your initial Solari and buy things from the vehicle vendor or other catch-up mechanics that you can do. You can just use the exchange, honestly, to buy anything if it's listed on there if you manage to make enough money with the inflation. So if you are just starting the game, it's going to be a little bit harder to break into this, like I said, unless you do just trades and transactions with other players. It's also a good way to be social, so I would definitely do that and recommend, running into other players and seeing if they can also just help you out and get you caught up. But this is definitely one of the viable ways you can do, to get money and also to catch up and to get back into the game. Tip number 8. Don't chase perfection. Finally, don't worry about building the perfect base or collecting the absolute best gear immediately. With future content updates, including Tier 7 and the Polar Caps expansion, today's best equipment won't remain best in slot forever. Instead, I'd focus on rebuilding a stable base, getting your progression back on track, and making sure you create a base backup tool if you ever plan on taking another extended break as you store your entire base with this now, excluding any vehicles you may have built. That way, if you're gone longer than your generators, can keep your shields on, which is usually about 21 to 30 days, or if you're seeing this during the summer doubling of the power resources, it's going to be about 60 days. Then you have plenty of time on your hands as far as keeping your base active. Now, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you didn't, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It goes a long way to support the channel. I'd love to know in the comments below what other tips you think a returning player should look out for in case I missed anything. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.